Hello everybody, I'm Gavin Valenzuela and we're about to dive into who I am. So, in order to find out who I am, we gotta dive into the history of my family. Going back 2 generations, my grandma, Carmen Quintanar, met my grandfather, Rosendo Valenzuela, in Mexico, and eventually they ended up moving up to America to start a family. When they eventually moved to America, they came to San Diego and started a family with 4 children. My father, Daniel, his sisters, Jessica, Vanessa, and Adriana. They lived in San Diego for a while, but when my father was 13, they moved down to Temecula, a brand new town at the time, and started new life here. My dad eventually went on to graduate from Temecula Valley High School with his best friend Lenny Dykes, who is actually a teacher here now. Soon after high school, my father met my mother, Jocelyn Caruth, and they quickly became inseparable. By the time my parents were 21, they were pregnant with me, the firstborn child. And on April 30th, 2004, I was born. 2 years following my birth came the birth of my sister, Ryan Valenzuela. Growing up, we moved only about 3 or 4 times and always stayed in the Temecula-Murrieta area. I've grown up in this town pretty much my entire life. Now, if we take a look at my whole family, you can see just how large our family gatherings get. I have many family members that live here in California, but I have even more down in Mexico that I've never met before. Alright, now, who am I? That's a very complicated question to answer. It's very complex, but I think we might as well just dive into how I've developed throughout the years. From a very young age, I loved baseball. I've been playing since I was 4. The Sandlot has always been my favorite movie. I'll never stop loving baseball, and I've played upwards of 12 seasons. It's so much fun. And so I think throughout the years, baseball really taught me a lot of discipline and a lot of understanding of winning and losing and how to, be a team member. And also from a very young age, my parents always pushed me when it came to sports or any sort of commitment to commit. Once you commit to something, you're there for every single practice, every single game, you're trying your hardest. Anybody who is relying on you knows that you're gonna be there. And I feel like that has carried throughout my entire life. It's really instilled a strong sense of understanding of my role and my purpose when it comes to a project or any sort of initiative where I have to succeed. Now, where this gets complicated for me is the fact that my entire life, everybody's thought that I was really smart. All my family members have always thought that I would go on to Harvard, go on to all these prestigious schools, become some sort of scientist. It's always been there. I've always gotten good grades when I was a little kid. It just came easy to me, but school's never been interesting to me. So I feel like I've had a conflict in my life when it comes to the way that people perceive me and perceive my potential. It feels all wrong. It feels backwards. And recently, I think I've come to understand that more and come to accept it and honestly use it more as fuel to the fire. Moving through high school, from my freshman year to my junior year, I really had no idea what I was going to do. I did not want to go to college. I knew that much. I did not want to spend the money or put my parents in the debt to make me go to college. I knew I wasn't going to succeed amazingly in the way where I would get a scholarship. I just didn't know what I was going to do. And following my junior year, I realized that through MSJC, I can take college classes and really work towards a networking certification. This would really secure me a strong job out of high school, and it would just be a smart decision. So throughout my junior and beginning of my senior year, that's what I did. I grinded a bunch of classes, and I got 4 of my 6 classes done for my certification. Then came Christmas break, where I picked up a guitar for the first time. Now, I wouldn't say that this is the first time I picked up a guitar. Music has been around me my entire life. My grandpa has always sang, played guitar, piano. My dad has done that as well. It's passed down to my sister. Music has been everywhere. I just never embraced it for some reason. But then Christmas break happened. And I picked up my guitar and I strummed my first couple chords. And I realized I can put time into something that builds progress, viewable progress, that makes me feel good. It's not just grinding and studying papers so then I can pass this exam because I know it's going to be a good business decision. It makes me feel happy. It makes me genuinely feel complete. And I can't put it down anymore. Every single time that I pick up a guitar, it feels like I'm building towards my life, my true goals, what feels right for me, what feels correct. And ever since that realization, my desire to kind of go to college or do any of that or do any sort of the fundamental rudimentary lifestyle choices, it all died. It all crumbled before my eyes. All of it seems so depressing. I don't want to waste my potential. I know I'm great, and I know I'm amazing, and I know I'm intelligent. But in my entire life, it's felt like I've been living a fraud. My intelligence is not tied to school or college. It's tied to my potential in music. I'm able to use my genius in a way that I've never been able to do before. And now that I'm surrounding myself with people that actually believe in me and push me to become better, I'm realizing that even further. In life right now, I set up stages of goals. I have long-term goals and I have short-term goals. My short-term goals, I will die until I make it to those goals. And that will just keep progressing. And right now, my short-term goal is to make minimum wage making music. Any way that that's possible, whether that's producing music, publishing music, writing music, doing advertising, anything, it's gonna happen and I know I'm gonna get there. And the thing that I love about being an entrepreneur is it's multifaceted. Not only am I gonna track my progress in music and make fun videos on YouTube, I'm gonna Twitch stream music sets with my sister, be able to practice our live performing. I'm gonna start a podcast to be able to have fun conversations with all my friends. We're gonna start clothing for all of our music. It's all gonna tie into itself. Instead of me spending 8 hours a day sitting at school in a pre-calc class where I wanna blow my brains out, I can have 8 hours of time to put towards my craft. Now, I'm not trying to rag on anybody's education, because I think education is something very important and vital to be able to progress yourself in life. But the way it is formulated now in our society is not for me. Doing the math, you spend upwards of 160 hours a month at school. That is a lot of time. The author Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Outliers, and within this book, he highlighted the idea of the 10,000 hour progression. If you put 10,000 hours into your craft, you will be great and successful. Now, if we're analyzing the 160 hours that I spend a month not progressing towards my goal in music, you can see the problem that I'm facing. Now, when analyzing my character traits, it becomes very obvious why I've chosen this path. I'm a stubborn guy. Not in the idea that I can't analyze and correct my beliefs based on new information, but the idea that if something feels right to me and makes me happy and it doesn't harm those around me, you will never, ever be able to change my opinion. Now, moving past my stubbornness, I would pride myself in being a very compassionate and caring person. I do my best to be able to analyze every single aspect of a situation, every single perspective and view, and take it into consideration. I don't understand how somebody can be mean. I really don't understand how somebody can be ruthless and ignore the visual cues of someone's sadness. It doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't make sense. And I believe that this is also going to be a key trait to my success, because if I can always do the right thing and do what I can to help others, I'm gonna succeed. You can't go wrong. As long as you put good energy out into the world, at the end of the day, no matter what, you can know that you did the right thing. And that's what I want to carry throughout my entire career. I want to stay a genuine person who cares about everybody around me. I want my music to be able to resonate in people because of its genuine connection. Now, how am I gonna get to my goals? Well, first, I've got a team with me. I've got my sister, who is an amazing, talented singer and songwriter. On top of this, I've got 4 or 5 core homies that believe in me and my cause and have the same exact goals as me, and we're eventually gonna get there. And like I stated earlier, it's not just gonna be music. I'm gonna build an empire. If there's anything that I've realized over the past couple years, it's the fact that you can't analyze the situation you're in right now. You just have to go through it. A fish doesn't perceive the water it swims in, so why would you contemplate the water that you're in right now? As long as you keep pushing forward, you're eventually going to get to where you want to be. Progression builds over time. It's building a mountain out of one marble each day. It's a long process. But I think the biggest quote that I have to live by throughout my entire life is you can never fail if you don't give up. Now, I'm going to show you something real special. I've been building this over the past couple years, and this is going to be the hub for all of our creation.